Hello everyone, my name is Rodolphe Pierre-Louis, founder of RodyPolis.com, and I'm here to introduce to you Lens Effects Fantasy. Lens Effects Fantasy is the second package of our Lens Effects series, and unlike the other Lens Effects products, Fantasy focuses solely on lens flare transitions. Our goal for creating Lens Effects Fantasy was to pretty much create a package of beautiful and subtle lens flare transitions that can be used in all sorts of montages, wedding videos, and music videos without being super cheesy and over the top. So in this product overview, I'll be going over what you get when you buy Lens Effects Fantasy, as well as give you a quick demonstration of the product in action. So these are the 4 folders that are included in Lens Effects Fantasy. If you look at the first two, you'll see that the first one is called Raw Flares and the second one is called Custom Flares. The difference between the two is that the Raw Flares folder contains the transitions as they were filmed. Yes, these are all real effects that were filmed, not computer-generated lens flares. And the Custom Flares folder contains some customized version of the lens flares. I'll show you what I mean. So these are the raw flares. There are 41 of them total, and as you can see, they are all blue since that's how they were filmed. However, it's pretty easy to customize them and make them look how you want, which is what the custom flares folder is all about. These custom flares were made by pretty much customizing the raw flares. For some, we changed the colors or we combined some of them together. The point of doing that is to really show you that once you get Lens Effects Fantasy, you don't just have to settle for the 56 transitions that are included. Since you can customize each flare to look how you want, you literally have an infinite number of choices of what you can do with the pack. And that is pretty cool. Then of course you have your license agreement folder for the product, and lastly the tutorials to help you get the most out of the pack. In one of the tutorials, for example, I go over some of the tools that you can use in your editing software to easily customize each transition, so they're worth checking out. So this is all you get when you buy a Lens Effects Fantasy. Now let me give you a quick demo of how to use the product. We'll be using Adobe Premiere for this example, but of course the transitions will work with any editing software that have the blending modes, screen, or add. If you're not sure if yours is compatible or not, go ahead and check out the Lens Effects Fantasy product page for a list of compatible software. So in the timeline right here, we have a couple wedding clips. Let me go ahead and play that. And as you can see, there is a small crossfade in between the clips, and that's pretty much where we'll be adding the transition. So let's go ahead and import one of the Lens Effects Fantasy transitions. And I will be using flare number 13 for this example. And that's what it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, it's pretty basic. It's like a flare that pretty much flashes on the screen, and then yeah, so let's go ahead and put the playhead in the middle of this where these two clips meet, and I'm going to simply drag this into my timeline. And as the playhead is in the middle, I'm pretty much going to try to position the lens flare where it's brightest. So about right here seems to be about where the lens flare is brightest. And what I need to do next is to simply go to my blending mode options in Premiere. That's where you find them. And use screen. You can either do screen or add. For most situations, I find that screen works best, so I will be using screen. And that's how it looks. Pretty nice, huh? And that was very easy to do. But let's say this is blue and I'm saying, you know what, I do not want a blue color for this. I'd rather it be red. Then literally all I need to do is just go to my color correction options and pretty much change the hue of the image. So we have the hue angle here. So let me go ahead and adjust it and, you know, get a more red color. Yep. And let's say one more example. Let's say, you know what, I don't want it to be red. I just want it to be white. You know, it's a wedding. Let's just keep everything white. Then I can just decrease the saturation. And everything will be white. So yeah, this is just one example of the stuff you can do with LensFX Fantasy, and this was just one lens flare, and the package contains 56 of them. So really the possibilities are endless. So you can go ahead and get LensFX Fantasy as well as our other LensFX products at RodyPolis.com. Thank you.